Language has been manipulated. Religion has been manipulated. Government is nothing but a manipulation, a control mechanism. All of the systems on this planet are perverse and corrupt. All of the politicians on this planet are perverse and corrupt. All the pastors and preachers are perverse and corrupt. All of these religious elders and people are perverse and corrupt. Something has twisted everything. And if you don't think what I've just said is true and you think I'm just speaking in blanket statements, then you have a lot to learn yet, and you don't even realize it. Humans have been run in cycles of war and killing and lack and disease and all that shit, cycle after cycle throughout history. Human children have been raped, sacrificed, and all the other perverse things that have happened to kids, to fucking demons. It lends itself to how and why we have such a epidemic of narcissism upon the whole of the earth. Psychopaths rule this world. Cops are control freak, cluster B, psychopath, sociopath, or malignant narcissist, and they work for the control mechanism, and the politicians and the corporations. All the corporations on this planet are sick, perverse, and corrupt. All the billionaires on this planet, by all outward appearances, would clearly be obvious to anybody that they're sick, perverse, and corrupt. And when you think of what these billionaires have had to do to get to where they have gotten, to have more money than they'll ever spend in 10 fucking lifetimes, yet still go after control, power, dominance, control. I own it, I own it, I own it. Bill Gates would be a perfect example. And there are many others. Something has been attacking the human species generation by generation, ensuring the further degradation, generation by generation, of our species to the condition that we see the world in now, where objective reality remains imperceptible to most people, this far beyond the point in which they introduced the hoax. Our water's poisoned, our food is poisoned, our air is poisoned. The medical system is wholly corrupt, the vaccine industry is wholly corrupt, the pharmaceutical industry is wholly corrupt, the media industry is wholly corrupt, Hollywood is wholly corrupt, the government is wholly corrupt, the fucking Federal Reserve is wholly corrupt, everything that you touch turns to shit. And all of that sounds so fucking negative now, doesn't it? Oh, you're just being negative, man. And to that I say, prove one thing that I've just said in the last 3.5 minutes. Wrong. And I'm talking objectively wrong, not your subjective opinion. The minds of men have been perverted. The minds of women have been perverted. Few people think for themselves. Few people critically think. Few people use logic and reason. The family unit has been attacked in this world, all over the world, particularly the Western world, and that might just be a byproduct of and their evil, diabolical fucking plan. And how many things in the realm of what objectively happens in this world fall into the category of the absolutely horrible, abhorrent, repugnant, vile, just disgusting shit that shouldn't exist in any construct where life exists? Our species has been perverted so fucking wholly that a substantial portion of the goddamn childhood trauma that children will experience will come from their own families. Go figure. But nobody's pulled their head out of their ass and asked deeper questions about what the fuck is going on here, what is happening to humans, how humans could become so perverse unto themselves to the point where they destroy their own goddamn offspring. And if they don't destroy them, they damage them, traumatize them, which ultimately has the effect of limiting them in a myriad of ways that it could and likely does manifest in everybody's lives that go through the ridiculous level of childhood trauma, mental, physical, blah, 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 all that stuff, satanic ritual abuse, religious abuse. It's so fucking disgusting that what I've said just scratches the surface of what this place really is and what really goes on here. And for so many of the people out there, the vast majority of the world, this shit is the norm. This version of humanity was made, engineered, to being slow to act, if at all capable of acting, in the face of the most vile, repulsive, and repugnant shit that is antithetical to life. A lot of people believe that there's other life out there. If there is any of them that are good out there, they're certainly not helping us. If there is any good spirit forces out there, angels and all that other stuff that people believe, there ain't a goddamn bit of that helping us. None of the things that most of the world believes are proving themselves to be true. All the Christians out there that believe Jesus is their Lord and Savior and all that. Jesus isn't coming to save you, goddammit. Buddha's not coming to save those Buddha people. Krishna's not coming to save those Krishna people. None of the things that humans believe, none of the things that humans have been told and indoctrinated to believe, are actually rooted in reality. Yet because they believe it, they just sit in a state of neutrality, unwilling to act, waiting for their Savior to come. It remains imperceptible to these dummies that the God of the Bible is a psychopathic, megalomaniacal tyrant that tells this group to go and kill that group, that curses man because of the act of two. Men shall work by the sweat of his brow, women shall have pain in childbirth, and I'm going to put enmity between men and women. It's a curse. What does that mean? A curse means fucking magic. Period, paragraph, end of story. There is no other way for it to be said. For people who don't believe in magic, who think it's all bullshit, but are religious, think of how stupid these fucking animals are, that they believe in religion and they believe in their God. But when you tell them magic is real, they don't believe it. Yet, in the goddamn stories that give them their belief that they have of their God, cursed man and woman 3 times to ensure that humans will never know the truth, that they will remain ignorant to as many things, virtually everything, as whatever is controlling this place can keep them. Misinformation, disinformation, watered down truth that's been taken by these people, twisted into a pretzel and put back out there, so we'll never find which way is up or down. Our history's been bastardized, large pieces of it removed, or large swaths of time, like 1,000 or multiple thousands of years, injected into the timeline of human history. Now, when you think of how high and how deep this shit goes, from the top all the way down to the bottom, all the systems of this world, all the corporations of this world, all the governments of this world, all the police departments of this world, and on and on and on. Every single one of those are corrupt. Millions of people. Think about it. Every agency of government, every institution, every aspect of religion, every aspect of the royals, every aspect of the control structure, every aspect. Think of how many people it is. Action. A love-in is not going to work. Negotiation is not going to work. Asking them to stop is not going to work. Nothing is going to work. Some of them may see little pieces of this or that here and there. But when it comes to seeing the whole picture and tying it all together and creating a tapestry of it and looking at the picture that the tapestry shows you, that's not most people. So people like me sound fringy, any label that the lesser aware, the ignorant, the naive want to affix to you because they don't understand. And you want to be violent. Violence is not the answer. And sadly, it is an answer. It is a tool. It's a necessary tool. What do you think created this for us? What do you think created this thing for us? Thought all this shit up. Put everything here that's here and called it good. It's fucking utterly sickening. I oftentimes sit in contemplation of what that thing, group of things, race of things actually are, and try to understand and process why they would do what they do. But I can't, because their entire makeup is so perverse and repugnant that the way they think is foreign to me. Quite frankly, unless it comes out of individual humans, we have no evidence of good anything out there like guardian angels, gods, spirit forces, or anything like that. There is no evidence for that. None. There is no way to quantify that. There's no way to verify that. And there is no proof of that. And people will be like, oh, you can't tell me. I know I got communication with my spirit guide. Or whatever the fuck ridiculous goddamn shit. And no, you don't. You're sitting in your motherfucking ego. And you just haven't figured that out yet. So ask yourself, what do you think it was that created this place, that thought this motherfucking place up, that built it all, and then created the cycles that we go through, and all of the abhorrent shit, knowing what it was doing to a sentient species that it made capable of logic, reason, deductive reasoning, critical thought, forethought, afterthought, self-awareness, and all those other things that make us what we are. Well, some of us. And make us capable of what we are. Why would you create life like we are, and then do what's been done to humans for all of known recorded history that we have? Because it has been a shit show on this planet. Cycle after cycle after cycle, reset after reset. And when you look back through the history that's there, the stories and all that other stuff, this world and humans have been plagued with the most repugnant, abhorrent, vile, just disgusting issues, problems, rulers, gods, all of it, over and over and over. Why would you create life and do that to it? Why would you create life that is capable of such diabolical evil? It just makes no sense. The sickest, most repugnant place with the sickest and most repugnant shit that happens to humans. And it remains imperceptible to the herd. Those that see and know pieces of it have become tolerant of it and accepted it. And because of the level of perversions that have been injected into the human experience over time, it turns out that it's humans that do some of the most vile, repugnant shit to each other, to their children. And what's really even more sickening to me is when you try and tell people these objective facts of the objective reality that we all share. If they don't know it, they'll get, well, it will cross the gamut of responses, but generally, they'll get shitty with you, they'll criticize you, they'll do whatever kind of shit that the dumb, fucking ignorant fools do. So there is no getting through to most people. There is no waking up. Somebody who's not ready to wake up, and most of these goddamn herd animals are not ready to wake up. I mean, when you think about it, men have been destroyed, women have been destroyed, the family unit has been destroyed, and when you think of what those three things are, they're all necessary for humans to exist in a harmonious state, or any state at all. We need men and women to, be harmonious together, produce children, and have a family unit that's not perverse and toxified, so that we can grow and raise mentally, emotionally, psychologically healthy offspring to perpetuate our species to some meaningful level. Gee, that sounds too simple now, doesn't it? Yet the foundation of what the human species needs is healthy parents, healthy moms and dads, healthy family units, strong family bonds. And hey, it would be nice if our water, air, and food wasn't poisoned. Gee, just simple basic shit. I'm telling you people, the basics of the foundations of life for humans on this planet. I mean, it's more pronounced in the last couple of 100 years, and specifically the last 100 years that they've been poisoning, the water, and however, 20, 30 years now, poisoning the food and chemtrailing us and all that other shit. Family unit, men's minds, women's minds, the mental and emotional and psychological health of men and women to produce, to come together in a bond, in a union, a pair bond. It's called a pair bond. We're not animals. We're not supposed to fuck everything we can find so we can spread our seed. We're supposed to pair bond and have families. Oh my God. You just gotta wonder what would think this shit up, what would think it up, and then the level of perverseness in the mind, in the very core of the being or beings that would work to fulfill all of this shit, that would spend their lives working to bring it to pass. And then think about it, some of the most evil people, if not most of the evil people on this planet, they bask in riches and opulence, while the good people are their fucking slaves. Yep. Mostly working paycheck to paycheck, investing in stock markets that these manipulate, investing in cryptocurrencies. They manipulate it, they own it, they control it. They can make you or break you. Your life is not your own. Most people's minds, beliefs, and perceptions are not their own. But hey, there's a God out there that loves you. And Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha and Allah and Yahweh, they're all coming to save you. They love you, and they're just waiting for you to come to heaven and find your way back to God. Quite frankly, I think humanity's done, and they have yet to figure that out. Humans are not prepared to do what's necessary to sustain, to fight for their own goddamn lives. I think it's game over for humanity, and it's just going to be a matter of time before they slowly cull the population. Do it in a way that doesn't look like them. And ultimately control those who are left to be their slaves. And tell that to most people. And you're a crazy person. Or you're angry, or you're jaded, or whatever other label these dumb animals will try to affix to you to marginalize you and their feeble little minds. Most people can't see the truth. Most people don't want the truth. Most people want to stay trapped in the illusion that they don't even realize they're in. I've said it before. We were engineered for this shit. It was intended for us to experience this shit. Jesus isn't coming to save you, goddammit.